everyone, I'm Wisa of Content Critters, here to condense the latest RPG news so you don't have to. We're going to start with Fallout 76's NPC looting bugs, followed by World of Warcraft Shadowlands accessibility options through controller support, and we'll end with Guild Wars Anniversary celebration. So let's begin. The big and free Fallout 76 Wastelanders expansion was released last April 14, which brought back the RPG style we were familiar with, such as new quest lines, upgraded reputation system, as well as NPCs to Barren, West Virginia. This update, however, comes with critical bugs, as players have been reporting that these new NPCs are looting their dead characters. In Danny Garcia's video, which you can watch in the description below, it shows that her character is running around eliminating wild ghouls using the Gatling plasma gun. All of a sudden, she gets hit on the head by the enemy and falls to the ground, having died. Moments later, when the character respawns, the plasma gun is nowhere to be found in the inventory. As she approaches the fighting ground, she notices the NPC, who in this case is an ally, now holding said gun in the hopes of killing the remaining ghouls. Not only that, but apparently there's also a vending machine bug where other players can buy items from your stash, even if these are not for sale. Some players confirm that this is happening in missions such as Radiation Rumble and Riding Shotgun. As recommended by Reddit user Rosaline Jeffries, it's better to send expensive and rare items to your alt characters so it doesn't get stolen by NPCs, nor will it be bought by other players. She also mentions that the looting bug is exactly the same issue in Fallout 4, and that's because Bethesda apparently uses the same NPC script for both games.
Whoa.
What the?
I'm Spider-Man. I need you to come with me.
Who the heck are you?
I just told you that. Listen. I'm from the future.
How dare you point at me?
You were pointing first.
It's rude to point.
You're being very rude. You're not pointing at me right now as you say that.
Look
Look
pointing.
at you.
I'm
Look
just
at
pointing
your
at your
finger.
pointing.
Look at your
which
finger
is
right
different
now.
than
What is
normal
it doing?
pointing.
You are pointing.
You haven't seen
You're
pointing
accusing
until
me
I get
of
through with
pointing
you, and then
while
you'll
you're...
know.
The support team has been alerted on this issue and is currently working on it. I can't imagine pouring in multiple hours to save up for a legendary or god roll weapon just to be looted by NPCs. And unfortunately, there's no way to steal it back from them. It's crazy to think that Bethesda is supposedly trying to save this game by giving this expansion for free and having these new quests, when the bugs continue to make the experience exhausting. What would be interesting is if Bethesda decides to include this feature in an additional game mode, say a hardcore mode where dying gives you the option to choose which powerful weapon to give up to be respawned, or something insane like that. When the bugs get fixed in about 2 to 3 years time, I'll probably give Fallout 76 a shot. So guys, what do you think of these bugs? If you're playing the game, what is your most favorite feature of it? Moving on to another expansion story, we have World of Warcraft's Shadowlands. Just this April, a player by the name of Martin Benjamin shared on Twitter his friend's discovery of a list of strings containing controller inputs. This has since been confirmed by community manager Kvax, saying that World of Warcraft won't be entirely playable on controllers, and instead, the intent is to make it possible for players with disabilities to enjoy the game. He says, "For a long time, we've seen a small number of players turn to third-party add-ons, such as Console Port 458, in order to work through certain accessibility issues. We always want to make WoW more accessible if possible, so in Shadowlands, we're attempting to add some support for keybinds, camera, and turning a character on controllers such as the Xbox Adaptive Controller. We're glad that the community has felt empowered to make add-ons tailored to specific needs like this, and we're going to continue to encourage that as best we can. Developers are starting to make this a norm, as it should be, by configuring controls for accessibility. Most recently, Valve confirmed that Half-Life Alyx can be completely played using only one hand just by selecting the proper option in the game's settings. I would love to see how the key bindings work and what they feel like. What do you think of this move from Blizzard? And the last bit of news for today continues with yet another MMORPG. On April 28, Guild Wars will be celebrating its 15th anniversary, so to celebrate, they launched an event this April 22 at Embark Beach. The Ancient Anniversary Weaponsmith's inventory now contains familiar-looking weapons, but with new attribute requirements. You can also start to acquire the Proof of Triumph, a relic which causes extra enemies and bosses to spawn in 4 late-game maps. Carrying a Signet of Capture alongside slaying these enemies will reward a PvE-only elite skill for each profession. The good news is even if you missed the celebration, the Proof of Triumph will continue to stay after the end of the event, so you can still acquire these new skills. The intention is to bring in this feeling of excitement from players by searching for new skills or weapons in a certain zone to provide the avenue to come up and experiment with multiple builds. The updates may be small, but it's a unique way of trying out new things that you wouldn't normally engage in outside of the celebration. It's also good for players who would like to visit Guild Wars again. An anniversary livestream with the developers ArenaNet will be held on April 28, 7 p.m. UTC via twitch.tv/GuildWars2. There's also a link in the description below if you'd like to read more about the interview with them. It's been more than 5 years since I last played Guild Wars, so my question is, what is your fondest memory of the game? So that's it for today, guys. Let me know your answers to my questions in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the notifications bell for updates on the channel. Take care and I'll see you soon.